Okay. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. I don't know how to leave. I'll leave.
Do it with intensity or not at all.
All right. Welcome to the Intensity Podcast. I'm your host, Hans the Hammer Hartleben, and this show is the definition of hustle, heart, and humor. And that's who we have on the set today. Hustle, heart, and humor. The definition. All three of those you got today, guys. Nicole Fisher, co-owner of the Mill Coffee Shop in Bondwell, Wisconsin. Her and her husband, Keith, own it. It is amazing, outstanding. It is such a breath of fresh energy to see somebody just go all the way with something. The build out is extravagant, and the heart behind this business is just completely untouchable. We have Nicole on set today. Hi.
Hi, thanks for having me in that amazing intro. Man,
that wasn't half of
make
it.
a girl blush.
Well, I found
that's awesome.
I found your business, and because
I found you first.
I don't know about that. I think I just saw it on the internet because you're blowing up. Your business is like viral. Seriously, guys, before we go too far with this, I want everybody to write this down. Go to the Mill in Bondwell, okay, on social media. She's running just an untouchable TikTok. She's on Instagram, Facebook, and follow this because there's not enough humor in the world, Nicole. And that's what really got my attention. And I was on Nicole. She was nice enough to have me on her podcast a few weeks ago. Which
was amazing.
And it was too much about me, and it didn't sit right with me. And there was bits and pieces about you that I wanted to hear more about, you and Keith's story, and I haven't figured out how to get 3 people on yet.
We don't know how to do that either.
He is working.
Yep.
And Keith, her husband Keith, is the chief of police in Bondwell.
Yep.
And it's a really cool situation. She is a very generous person. She is a dog lover. And she's a kid lover. You can just tell you were a wholesome your family is first, and we'll get into that a little bit. You have some really, really awesome kids that you involve them. Whether I think are they starting to like being on social media with you? I know you probably had to force them right away, but they're if they're anything like you, which it seems like they are, they're really gravitating.
They do. They don't mind it. They don't mind it anymore. The older ones, maybe they're like, "Mom, I look like crap." Don't. But the younger ones love it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Still. Yeah.
You are funnier than heck. Absolutely hilarious. So everybody find the TikTok, the Instagram, the Facebook, the Mill. And I'm with Nicole Fisher, everybody. All right. So
thanks.
I would really like to get the story on what you have done. Okay. And how it started. Okay. Because this is the show for go-getters. And if our audience, if people can take 1 or 2 things out of this and use it for themselves as a tool to help themselves in their own success, that is a win for me.
Okay.
So I wanted to have you on today, and I really appreciate you doing this on a Monday. This will be released at 5 a.m.
Wow, you're good. Your team is fast.
You have, and hey, I didn't mention this. They have the podcast Beans and Banter on YouTube. And I think, does that say something about the Mill too, if you can't find it?
I don't think so, which might be a disadvantage. We probably should have done something like that. It's Beans and Banter.
Beans and Banter on YouTube. Yep. And she is running not like this. She has a terrific production all the way around. She's hired a producer that used to work in LA on production.
Yeah, she's intense. Yeah.
It's a 3-camera, full-blown edited operation, and it's beautiful. And I really, really, I don't watch. I'm not a podcast listener overall. I'm just, I like to talk more than I like to listen, I guess. I think you're probably the same way.
Yeah, I am. I do listen though when I'm driving and I get sick of music. I listen to podcasts.
I've watched every single one of your podcasts now.
Wow,
and
you're a true fan.
I am a true fan. I turned into a true fan.
That's
because
awesome.
The production, though, the production value
is
really good. So find Beans and Banter on YouTube also. And I know there's a lot that goes into that production that you're doing.
We don't even know. So we show up and she does literally does all the work. Cammie's great. So what you're doing, the back stuff would give me, I can't even turn the volume up on a laptop. Do you know what I mean? Like I
didn't know that. They didn't know that.
Just kidding. This is so funny. So where do you want me to start from the beginning?
Well, okay, so and then we're going to back up. So I want to give them the blood and guts right away with the mill. Okay, so you and Keith found this building.
Yeah.
And can you take us from there?
So I'm not originally from Bondwell. Keith, my husband's not originally from Bondwell. He's a Seymour guy. I'm a Manawa girl. Go Wolves. I moved to Bondwell for a police job. I was a cop. So did you just do sound effects?
Did you hear it? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. Okay. So we didn't know each other. Keith and I met through mutual friend. Okay. So like Bondwell was not where our roots were at all. Seeing that, I feel like it's almost an advantage because that building, the mill, everybody was so used to seeing it, right? It's just like part of, it's like the trees, right? If you're from Bondwell or in your hometown.
How old is that building?
It's 114 years old.
Okay, so that's why you're saying that too.
Yeah.
It's just people drive by, they don't even know. Yep.
Yeah, it's run down. It was like, and I always was like, oh, that place is so cool. That's so cool. Well, I was a cop and didn't have a use for it at that time. Fast forward, I was pregnant with our 5th kid and I quit law enforcement, did photography, looking for studio space. I was doing boudoir photography. If you don't know what that is, that's like the risque type women, not like porn. It's like beautiful pictures that you need privacy though for, right?
Yes.
I was doing that in my home. So Keith would pack up the kids in the minivan and I'm like, okay, you got to go for a couple hours. And business was booming. So I'm like, I think I need studio space. He's like, I think so too. Hold on. This is so rude, but I have to take this.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
1 second, please.
Yeah, of course.
This is so rude. Hold on. 1 second. Who could this be? Hello? I'm trying to FaceTime you. Who could this be?
Yeah. Coach Smalley. Is he around?
Who are you looking for?
You're holding it. I can't see who that is.
Coach Smalley, are you there?
Is that
Coach
John?
Smalley. He's looking for Coach Smalley.
Oh, this is Coach Smalley calling. Wow, there he is. Look at him. Beautiful man. Oh, we lost the connection. There he's back. That's a beautiful face right there. That is a beautiful face. Look at it. It's perfect symmetry.
Coach, are you there, Coach? From Bondwell High School class of 1994, Mount
Oh
Scenario.
my God.
98.
Hey, it's only been 30 years since I saw that face. Yeah.
It's been a few years. I wasn't sure if you still knew me or not.
This was a great surprise. This was a great surprise, man. All you guys. And I was wondering, Nicole, you're like, this is really rude. And I was thinking she's answering this phone call.
I know.
And I'm like, actually, that is sort of rude because now I'm already thinking, do I have to edit this out? And I can't believe she's actually doing this.
Told you, I said, it's going to be risky. He's going to be like, who are you to answer this?
This was a surprise. Wow. A lot went into getting that guy on the phone. I know that.
Yep. Well, he heard your episode and he wanted to reach out as your coach. He listened to the episode, so he was like, oh, we got to get him.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it more than you know, guys. John, we'll have to connect. We'll have to connect for an hour on the phone, man.
All right. Thank you. That was fun. Thanks, John. Bye. I'm really sorry. That was a little prank we were going to do.
That was mind-blowing. That's a guy that's a really good friend. Used to be a college cohort, roommate. Right. And I haven't seen his face in 30 years and she just got him on. This is Nicole. You don't know what you're going to get with Nicole. She's interesting. She's funny. She's a go-getter.
So, time out. I was really nervous for this because I'm like, okay. So
you don't get nervous for anything.
I was like, this is rude. I would never do that. So I was kind of dragging out the beginning too. So you weren't in something deep because I'm like 10 after 10 call. So we're not in too deep in a conversation. And he's like, I'm like, he's going to lose his shit. He's going to be like, who answers a phone call? But I'm like, it's going to be funny.
I was close because I'm on prednisone and caffeine right now. And no, I'm in a great mood. And I was really looking forward to this. Not much would have got me on tilt.
Yeah. Well,
you couldn't have done, I don't think you could have done anything, but I really appreciate that you did that.
Yeah. He said I'm like, you guys should connect. And definitely, he's like, oh yeah, that was a great episode. He's like, that guy was the king of pranks. He was great at it.
We did, and I can't believe the stuff we did.
He called, but like he's more of a boomer than me. So he's like, can I call you and we prepare for this? So like we couldn't do it on text. So he called me last night. He's like, okay, what's the game plan? We're going to get him. All right. So sorry.
That took me back.
All right. Good.
That was really something. I really do appreciate that, by the way.
Yeah. It's a good connection. It's a funny story.
You, Nicole, you're too good of a person. You're always helping other people. I noticed that about you. You're always helping someone else.
Though, but like, isn't that a Friends episode? Is there any unselfish good deed? There's not. Like, you feel good about helping people, right?
Friends? Did you say Friends episode?
Yeah.
I
don't watch all the Friends episodes. I don't. I really don't. I don't dislike them. Okay, I get it. I
got to shut it off.
I get it. Okay, so where were we since your friend rudely called?
Wow, that was just great.
I can't believe he did. He's like in sports medicine now or something crazy.
Yep. This episode is not about John Oman, but he is a focused man. And 30 years ago, he was interning to be in sports medicine, and that's what he was going to do. John Oman said something that he put his mind and said that he was going to do something. It was as good as done.
Well, there he is. And he heard your episode.
All over squirrel. I'm doing this.
So he was explaining you to me last night, and I don't know you well. But I'm like, oh my God, that's me 100%. I'm all over. He goes, I'm so impressed with this guy. He's like, he went 1,000 miles a minute. Like, you didn't know what way he was going. He's like, I'm super impressed. I'm like, I can totally identify with that journey of like, where do I belong? What am I supposed to do? I want to do this. Nope. I want to do this. This was boring. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do this. Like, I feel like it's an entrepreneur mind. Maybe not all, because I'll talk to some that they're like, no, I'm very regiment and organized, but I'm like, I'm all over the place.
It's a blessing, and I don't know if it's a blessing. It's a curse. I feel that it's a curse most of the time for me personally because of all these ideas and things that I want to pursue. And it's just, who wants to half-ass everything?
Right. You know what I did feel recently, and I said to my husband, Keith, I just figured it out. Because I'm like, I don't want right now, like so we would finish a project like at the mill. I'm like, okay, what's next? Airbnbs. We want to get Airbnb, like real estate, like what's next? That's always my thing. Like, what are we doing next? But like, I would say the last couple months, I've been more like, let's perfect what we have. This is not me. This is not a normal like response for me. So I'm like, I said the other day, I was actually like a week ago, I said to Keith in the kitchen, I'm like, I figured out what this feeling is. Cause I'm like, I'm not depressed. I'm not sad. I'm not unhappy. I'm like, you know what it is? I'm content. And I've never had that feeling in my whole entire life, Hans. Never.
I know what you're saying.
And it's not an ungrateful thing. It's like, what's next? Let's go. If I'm not going, I feel like I'm not succeeding. And I'm like, I have this feeling of like, I can exhale and I can look around and I'm like, shit's pretty good right now. I don't need to go. I want to perfect and keep going. But like, I don't need more at this moment. And Keith's like, thank God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you think that triggered that? Is just maturity? What, since that's a new feeling for you, what do you think that is all about?
I don't know. Like a lot of things. I think maybe a little bit of burnout might be because you have to be on a lot, right? Especially yours is like high energy. Let's go. You know what I mean? Like you can't just walk in yawning. I have to be excited to see everyone, and I'm grateful. I have to be excited to see every person that walks in the mill because they sometimes travel 2.5 hours, or
Wow.
they're
And I
telling me the
believe that,
stories of
though.
how they, right. They're like, hey, I've been
It's a
following your journey.
destination. Yes.
Right.
Guys, this
So
is a
I have to be
destination
on
place.
the whole time. I'm always like, I like genuinely mean it, but it takes a lot from me to like always be. So I feel like I'm kind of getting like, I'm an introvert, which is weird. People won't know that. Like, I don't want to be in a big crowd of people. So it takes a lot. So I feel like I'm maybe getting a little bit like, okay, this is good. I don't need more. I need, like pockets of this, but let's figure out where to go from here. But I don't want to open another coffee shop.
Okay.
Because I feel like we went.
I know I did ask you about that, and I was wondering because it's just common, or it's human nature. It's human nature for someone to say, "Hey, you're doing so well with this. Where's another one?" And that's not always the
Not
goal.
always.
Or that's
In last year, if you would have asked, we were a phone call away. We had it approved at the bank to buy an old. It would have been great. I want you to picture it in Manawa, my hometown, which I don't really want to go back to because I was a hell raiser there. So like people taking me, even when I was a cop, they're like, because my nickname was Hofficer, because my last name was Hoffman. So then you put that, you know what I mean? Like people just still think of me as Nicole Hoffman from high school. That was a shithead.
Yeah,
So
in
do I
small
want to
towns, you're going to have that though.
Right.
Not necessarily something that you earned. You know what I mean? Like that's
right. I've had a lot of support from Manawa people come all the time. I'm not saying that, but we were this close to buying a old car garage. It's cool. Like I had the vision right when I saw it. It had a drive-through, like where they would pump your gas. I'm like, okay, we could have a drive-through coffee shop. But picture this: hire 12-year-old kids while they're waiting for their coffee, come out and wash their windows.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
the old gas stations. Well, you're not old enough for that. You don't remember the gas stations where the attendants
I kind of do. Park and Shop in Manawa. I feel like I do, or maybe it was just
the change things. They had the metal. I just saw, Chick-fil-A, right? I saw a guy, and I'm explaining this to my lady friend, the change makers, the silver ching, ching, ching. And they go, they knew it so fast, and they always got the money out to you so quick. And I was so impressed. As a kid, I was impressed by that.
Yeah.
And last week at Chick-fil-A, no BS, is a guy had a change, and I wanted to talk to him about it, but then you're like, I'm the old guy going, and there's a line. You got to get going, man. I don't have time to talk to you about this. And I wanted to show her history on the change maker, and it's just one of those.
I remember the change. I think I've seen them, but I don't remember them as much. But I remember them washing windows at Park and Shop in Manawa. But that would have been a great brand, right? That would have been, we would have called it the Mill Manawa, even though it's not a mill, but kind of our brand. But then it would be like old car themed.
Yeah.
But you know what? We didn't. We pulled the plug. We're like, I don't want to drive to Manawa. Like,
and that's what they say, even in the franchise world, do not open a store that you don't want to be in that community. Like, don't, even though you're not the one running it, don't do it.
That's a good, and I think whoever bought it now is doing what we were going to do, and which I'm not mad about.
You gave them the idea because no one's going to think of that.
Well, kinda. I mean, not indirectly.
Nice.
Like I didn't. My sister's friends with them, and like I don't know if they're going to do exactly, but it's going to be a coffee shop.
You're being like really nice.
Yeah. I am right now. I don't know what type of podcast this is going to be. I don't know where this is going to air. It's probably going to hit Manawa people. They're going to burn the mill down.
You never know.
Never know.
They're not going to burn the mill down. You're just being real.
Yeah, I do have a hard time with that. Like, so I think it's different with your franchise because you can't really. Do you find businesses trying to copy your brand?
This is not about me today. You already did that. That was 2 hours. We're done. We're gonna. You don't like to talk about yourself, but I'm gonna force you. Okay. I want to hear, and I want the audience and listeners to understand what you've done there at the mill. Okay? No more prank phone calls with my old roommates. Okay, and questions about Fire Fitness Camp. My God, we talked about that for 2 hours. Nicole,
great.
So
it was great.
Were a photographer, boudoir, very good. Yep. You were filling up. Keith had to bundle all the kids up in the minivan and get them out of the house because it was weird in the basement shooting. But you were really good. You had something. You looked at the mill. Wow, that would be an awesome studio.
Yep. Crept in the windows, looked. It was Halloween, COVID. We were still trick-or-treating like badasses. We didn't care. We had a group of friends that we were having a campfire, and then I'm like, knocked on the lady's door. I found out who owned it, and the old lady had COVID at the time. And so my dad always said growing up, everything's for sale. Everything's for sale. Knock on the door. You like that house? Knock on the door. You never know. Well, I like literally knocked on the door and asked, and she's like, yeah, there's 3 lots there. Little did I know how important 3 lots in a village is. At that time, I'm thinking photography studio. I'm like, okay, great. You have a parking lot. I don't need a huge parking lot. Because I was thinking photography studio, which just kind of goes to show like one door opens, right? I know it's such a generic saying, but it's like all this thing spirals. Well, we ended up buying it. I don't know much about structures, like buildings and stuff. So my husband and I went through it I think it was like a few days because she had COVID. And he saw like the basement, the bones. What?
Everybody did, yeah. And you met her trick-or-treating.
Well, I knocked on her door after trick-or-treating. Yep. Okay. So it was great bones. We bought it. And then we knew it had to be something more than a studio, which, side note, if you have been to the mill, it's not a photography studio anymore. I don't know if you guys know that. I don't even do indoor photography anymore. So it just shows like a path leads you here to here to here. When we were renovating, we opened December, and in September, I decided to put a boutique in the back where the boutique is and in Bourbon and stuff. I'm like, we need retail space here. And Keith's like, that's a good idea. I'm like, we don't need appointment.
It goes so well. And it's beautiful. There were so many people in this little town of Bondwell, guys. Her store, her coffee shop was packed. New people were coming. It was like hustle and bustle. I was blown away. Where are these people coming from? There's people looking in her store like with serious faces. Like, you know what I mean? It was like, wow.
I know what you're saying about serious faces. Like, oh, yeah. The look, the element of like, oh, wow. How long have you guys been here? I love that when we get new customers constantly. But you see what I'm saying? You don't need an appointment. I'm not going to walk into a photography studio, J.C. Penney's, and be like, hey, I would like a picture today. Well, maybe J.C. Penney's. You get your kids dressed up.
In the mall, back when they were in the mall.
But you don't do that with me. You don't walk in. So I'm like, that is stupid to have an appointment-based business attached to coffee.
Okay.
I could be in a strip mall somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Buying a Conant. I don't need to have some fancy building for a studio.
Right.
So that's where it all kind of went, like branched out. We bought it with the land contract because we didn't have any money, like no money. So she was willing to do a land contract. We were able to buy her out on it, but it was like, I'm telling you, I think we got it for like $64,000. Building.
She worked with you on the land contract.
Yep.
That's how I bought my first house.
Really?
Almost no money down.
Right. She was
amazing.
So kind.
That is.
Because no bank would have gave us a loan either. It was falling apart. You know what I mean? Like they would have looked at that and been like 64. Now the value is, amazing. But I
can imagine it is. Well, look at the equity position you put yourself in. You have a thriving business, but you're also the real estate end. You did very well for yourself already.
Thank you.
Very well.
Yeah, we stuck a lot into it. We did.
It's state of the art.
What's that?
I mean, it's state of the art as far as I'm concerned.
Well, thank you.
Even down to the thermostats I'm looking at, everything is dialed in.
Really?
Yeah.
What a dad.
I don't know. You have like a fancy thermostat in there. I was like,
what a dad. Keith will love to hear that. That's like a Keith thing. Like, these are nice thermostats.
It was a very nice thermostat. Well, the whole thing, the bathroom, I mean, everything, guys, get to the mill, go take the 2-hour trip, the hour trip, whatever it is. I do have listeners in Singapore, so it's going to be a little farther of a trip for you guys, but I expect you guys to be there.
Awesome. What else do you want to know? Well,
okay, so what was that, especially something like that, when you and I we identified and we agreed we're kind of squirrel that way. When you get, especially into a build out, explain that process. Was there any doubt? Was there tough times? Did
Yeah,
you
there was-
question what you got
Right.
yourself into? Because that building you said needed
Boy, it was bad.
some renovation to
Yeah.
be, on the light side of it.
Yeah. So all of the things I'll try to touch on. We were, it helps because my husband he was a construction worker. He can do a little bit of everything. So he was able to do most of the work. We had so many volunteers, like buddies from Manawa of mine, that would drive up for a day or two, sleep in the mill. Not kidding you. Like they would have little cots and just like do renovation, tear stuff down. Our, my friend Andy that we found the liver for, he was like one of the main guys that always helped. Never would take a dime. Like just great. See, there's good that comes from Manawa. I know I like to say it, like whatever, but the good guys that I went to school with, they all are now Keith's friend, not mine. He stole them from me, but it's okay. It all worked out. They spent a lot of time together. So we had a lot of help financially as far as like not paying for labor, cost of labor, because it was a fun
Believe in
project.
your vision, but here's the thing. I got to jump in.
Yeah.
Everyone wants, so these are good friends. I mean,
Very
no
good
one's
people.
going to do that. And my motto has been to have a good friend, you need to be a good friend first.
Yeah.
So you were a good friend first
Stop.
to get these people there. Think
This
about
isn't this type of show.
this is that type of show. And you're on it live.
Thank you. Is it really live?
No, it's not.
Oh, you.
But it's
Okay.
so fun to say. But we'll do live shows. I was thinking
Okay.
about doing that with you. It would be
It would be fun. We could do it like once in a while, a live, like thoughts on something, and we could pick a topic. That would be fun.
I think we'd be good co-hosts and stuff. And
Hell
be
yeah,
able to-
for sure.
But that is the truth, though. No one's driving because what is Bondwell from Manawa from Bondwell?
It's an hour. It's not a fun
doing
drive.
that. It's
Nope, I know.
fantastic.
They're good guys. They're really good guys. Lincoln O'Brien, he owns Union Still now in Simcoe. That bar, him and his wife do. Grant O'Brien, he's a chiropractor over in Neenah. I graduated with him from high
Brian's
school.
are thick there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of funny because like Keith was getting attached to all these guys. He's like, God, you have a good group of guys. And I'm like, I do. He's like, I got to ask you, Trixie, you got to be honest. Be honest with me. I'm like, what? He's like, did you mess around with any of these guys? I'm like, I swear to God, I haven't. No, I'm like, I promise. Like,
And that's hard
they're
for
all
another
like,
man to believe.
right. He
you
goes,
know?
I just need to know because I really like them and I need to know if it's weird. I'm like,
But that's an
I've
honest
always-
question.
Yeah.
He's gonna.
Yeah.
Every man is gonna be wondering that. He's got
Yeah.
all these awesome guys.
I
How
know.
many
I'm
have
like-
you slept with?
That was his like legit. And then it's funny because I bring it up to them like when they're around all the time. I'm like, I was like a dude. I was like one of the dudes. I wasn't like, I had the pretty friends that were like, they all like messed around with, but I was like one of the dudes, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with. It all worked out. Look, they helped build them out. I mean, if I would have slept with them all, it would have been different. It would have been weird. So back to the connection that Keith, like, yeah, you're right. But also my husband is a better person than me. He keeps me grounded for sure. So like you're saying these things, like they got to know Keith, and Keith's the type too that heads over to Manawa and helps him with projects and stuff. So I do agree
Keith was
with
a
you.
friend. Keith, they were a friend first, and now Keith is a friend back to them.
Yeah. And he's better than
works.
me now. Yeah,
And
it
he's
does.
what?
It works.
He's cooler than
He's
you
be-
now.
Oh, I mean, I can't fix cars. You know what I mean? I can't do that tile a bathroom like they're doing and stuff. So like now it's kind of give and take. So it's a good group of guys, but so we had a lot of help there. Financially, I think I've said this in our podcast, like an episode, like our house payments were 3 months behind, like for a long time, just enough to keep the credit union.
Yeah. That's
like
the
quiet.
threshold
Don't-
right there, 90
Yep.
days.
Yep. And but see, Keith has this way. He'll only tell me, and I know we said this on your episode, don't buy a unicorn. And that means things are tight. And I never know how bad it is or what's going on. He'll just be like, no unicorns this week. And that means like taxes came out or like something big expense came out. But like that whole time, I didn't know how bad it was. Like, I didn't know it was, I don't know. I don't look at our accounts. Like he'll just say, hey, no unicorns or just essentials this week or
Well, you're
you know what I
staying in
mean?
your lane, and that's another thing is like you're specializing in what you do. You wouldn't have the creative mindset that you're so creative with your videos and your skits. And I'm sure you get this all the time. People are like, where do you come up with this stuff? Right? They ask you that. You wouldn't have the bandwidth, the mental bandwidth to be able to do that if you're doing bills and you're doing QuickBooks and stuff.
Oh God, no.
I do way too much of that stuff, and I'm
It's
losing my
stressful.
creativity.
It's stressful. You need your lady friend, or is your lady friend the creative one? Because when I'm even like, if I'm working a full shift at the mill, if I'm like actually making you coffee, I have like no creativity. Like I'm kind of like peopled out, coffeeed out, not like wanting to do a video. Like, you're right. You're right. You do. I mean, so thank God. So Keith is aware of all this stuff and I'm not, and I'm like living my best life doing like broom things. And here he's like taking care of the bills and I'm living my best life. No, it's fine now. It's fine now.
But that's what
people
worked. You had to do that and you had to live your best life because, there's a book called The Secret, right? And it's, what is the secret to being a great business owner, entrepreneurism, or whatever you want to say? It's the law of attraction. So you wouldn't have been the attractive person, the attractive business. You wouldn't have had that if you were bogged down in bills. Yep. So you were living your best life. And I think that is what's so attractive to others. So that's what's so attractive to you and your business from other people's standpoint is she's living her best life. I want to go be a part of that. There's coffee shops everywhere. And no offense, there's boutiques, but they want to go to yours.
Stop.
People want to buy from people. And
I agree.
And that's why I couldn't wait to drive out to Bondwell and meet you guys.
The same way.
It's real.
I buy from people too. And I know we've discussed this. But when people say like, what, do you have any like advice to give? I spoke at a couple different classes on like marketing and stuff. And I'm like, I didn't go to school to be a marketer. I went to school to be a cop. But with being a cop, I learned how to talk to people. And I wasn't like the biggest guy on the force, obviously, right? So I had to use my mouth and I had to like learn how to talk to people and not like walk in gun first. You know what I mean? So it's like you had to, right. So it's marketing and business is a lot. I don't want to say like law enforcement, but like when people are like, I don't know if I'm not a cop, what can I do? I'm like, anything. Sales, people, that's what you do. I mean, unless you're an asshole cop, you're going to have a problem in all that area because no one's going to want to talk to you. Mm-hmm. But like, so I didn't go to school for marketing, but you just know what people like, right? I know what I like. I know what I like about you. I know what I like about your gym. I know what I like about, this boutique and she gives back. She does this so like figure out what you like when you go to a place.
The thing about going to school though, and I don't know how many marketing people you've met, but we've gone through over the last 12 years. I mean, oodles and oodles every single day, every day of my life or Monday through Friday, I'm reached out to by a marketing person who has a degree in marketing. And it is rare to find somebody that really knows what they're doing that way and that's good. Okay. It's the people that need to make it happen are the ones that are good. And you don't need a marketing degree for that.
No.
You can learn this stuff. It's not rocket science, but any expert, we've been running into a lot of experts, as you can imagine, and I'm sure you do too. And you don't want to put your future in their hands.
No.
Imagine you have such a following on your, I'm not on TikTok much, so I'm sorry, but like,
I'm not either. I was told to do it.
In your socials, you have people all over it for some little coffee shop in Bondwell. You created that. There is no marketing company in the United States of America that was going to do better than what you have done.
Do you know why? And it's same for you. Like when I like want to see your stuff, I want to see your personality, your intensity, your insanity, like the way you talk. Imagine now you hire some marketer and they tone it down and it's just like, I'm like, who the hell is this? Like, this is not, same thing with our stuff. Like we started marketing the day we bought it. Hey, coming soon. And you could see the post. It was a completely different vision, right? But
and you have a different voice even for that. You're like, you're not even, I don't know. You're not even trying to be funny. It's just, that was funny. Coming soon. It's
coming soon.
Is that the Trixie voice? What? That's a
it's a Trixie voice.
Pauses, like my daughter said, her pauses are so funny.
Your daughter's great. No, but we did. We pitched it right away. We were marketing it right away. So now I know I've said this too, but maybe not your fans. But now I love it. I'll be sitting down and I'll be marketing, and I'm not looking at my phone. I'm acting right now. And I'll hear people walk in. They're like, "Oh yeah, these stairs." I'll hear a lady saying to her lady friend, her husband did these stairs. Oh, look at, there's a picture right there of her. Their boys were helping build them. Like they all know. Yeah, they all know the story. So people are invested. So if their sandwich comes out 10 minutes later than they wanted, they're like, oh, it's okay. I know their son's working back there and he plays football. And you know what I mean? So it's like, they're all like
true. Wow.
More forgiving because it's like they have like almost a buy-in.
No, you're right.
And I tell her,
they get skin in the game. They're a part of your success.
Yes. And reminding them that too. Like, and it's not phony. I can't write phony. I really can't. Like, but I like when I say like, because of you guys, we are here. This is Bond Well. It's nothing. We were told, and like you said, were we scared? Hell yeah, we were scared. Because I had a lot of people that were like, do you know Bond Well people is not going to pay $6 for a coffee? And I'm like, well, you don't know that. And also maybe that's not our market. Like, do you know the DOT report of how much cars drive by in a weekend? Like 50,000. But also, we have a ton of Bond Well people that like coffee, a good coffee. I personally always did. Like, I would go to a mom and pop coffee shop. I always tell our kids, like the ones that are driving age, I'm like, look on Google. If you're looking for coffee, drive miles out of the way. Don't go to the big crappy chains. Go to a mom and pop coffee shop. Check it out. And so like my husband and I did a lot of that when we were renovating because it took 3 years. 3 years of renovation. A lot of that is like coming up with the funds to do it. But we would go to coffee shops here and there. Like, what do I like about this? I like how it's cozy. I like that it's warm lighting. I don't like the big
research
neon
and
lights.
Development.
Right.
You did your due diligence.
We saw what we liked and we know what we don't like. And it's a terrible business plan because you should turn and go. Like tables should be going. Like I worked in a restaurant and you're like, okay, come on, let's move these tables. We didn't want that. We're like, stay all day. Come and stay all day.
Stickiness. So like that's the website. Like that's the goal of, a website is stickiness, is the longer they stay, the more revenue you will turn out of the, I mean, not
really?
Like you're looking at that only, you're doing this for a lot of different reasons.
I didn't know
revenue was not your number one thing. Yeah. Stickiness. You want the more time they're going to spend, the more, like you already said, they're vested. Same with people that come into the fitness centers. Here we go again on this. The longer they stay and the more rapport you build and the more, then they buy a t-shirt off the rack, then they buy some protein. I mean, it's there. And I don't think that turning, it's not a truck stop.
Right. No, you're right. And kind of also, we have kids, right? We have a ton of them. Our youngest is 7. But I also know what I don't like about a coffee shop. I don't want to hear kids screaming the whole time. When I'm at a coffee shop, I'm with my friends, I'm with my husband, I'm trying to get work done. So we, like a lot of people, we had a kid corner, kind of. We had games, we had puzzles. They destroyed it. We would come upstairs and parents wouldn't clean up after their kids.
Oh, no, they
don't. After a month of this, one of the baristas went up, she came down, Kayla, our main girl, she's like, I can't do this anymore. I'm like, what? She's like, go upstairs and look. And I'm telling you, every game was out, Monopoly pieces.
Like board games, the worst.
And I never post negative stuff. I try not to. And I said, we are no longer, I took a picture of the upstairs. I said, we are no longer having games. This is no longer a place for like you to sit and not watch your kids.
Yes.
Like, I don't care. I get it. I'm a mom. I get it. You want to, but keep track of your kids. Like,
what are you teaching your kids? What kind of values are you instilling in them by not picking up their shit?
Absolutely. Right.
I didn't even like to pick up. I couldn't imagine picking up other people's games.
Right.
We played board games. I played a lot of board games with my mom. Okay. Growing up. And that was the worst part, is putting it back.
Yep. Monopoly. My boys love Monopoly. I think Keith's trying to get them all business minded, and they're all like, but that's the worst part. They'll get up and I'm like, put your game pieces away. Put all the, I hate that. I hate that stuff too. But so like we also vision is like, I know people want to like bring their kids. I want you to bring your kids, but I don't want it to be too comfy that you forget your kids are there. Yeah. And then my staff are I took garbage bags. I had 3 garbage bags full of puzzles and stuff. It was sad, but I'm not going to go through all that. I don't have patience for that. No way. I don't have patience for that. So
you made a decision and it was non-negotiable. Be respectful. I mean, I think that's what you're looking. You just come
Yeah.
here and enjoy it and be respectful. I don't know why that's so hard these days.
It's so hard.
Why
I know.
is
I'm
that
like,
so hard?
especially when you work, when we like put all the time and effort, and like, not saying not all businesses do this, but I think one of my first posts about our grand opening was, I'm like, we almost feel like, come in and take your shoes off, please. Like, almost that was our feeling. Like, you know what I mean? Like, granted,
I get that out of that. I get that. And I went in and I felt different. I felt like maybe I should take my shoes off. It was interesting feeling. So you're setting the vibe, but not in a weird way. Some people's houses, I hate taking my shoes off.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, it's really weird.
It was more of like a
people are
homey,
weird too.
like, right.
You know,
So
some people's houses are weird.
Some people's houses are really weird, and you don't want to take your shoes off because
you don't think you're getting out alive. You might need them to run away, and
you might. And cockroaches will bite your feet. Like, yeah, I was a cop. I've been in some really. Why do you think I don't eat at like bake sales and stuff? Like, I was at a call one time, and there was cats all over on top of the countertop as she was baking. She's like, I have to get this ready for the bake sale tomorrow, and I'm like looking at the cat that jumped out of the litter box and is like climbing. I'm like, no more. That's no more.
No. Hey, okay, so I know a little bit, okay, but I want to hear it from you directly. I want our audience, when you were a police officer.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the legendary story. You probably have a lot of them, but this is the one, your first DUI, and I want the world.
Not mine. I didn't get arrested.
It was her first DUI.
Arrest.
But how you said it before in the podcast, it was my first one. And then I'm not thinking, I was looking at you and I couldn't get in it. You know, I couldn't even, I waited a long time to ask you about it. Can you tell us about your first DUI arrest?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can totally. So I worked for a Waiwega Police Department. It was my first patrol job. At the time I worked for Waiwega, I was also a reserve deputy for Wapaka County. But I was on the road and I didn't have a ton of training. Like back then, you know what I made starting off? It was like $11.50.
Okay.
As a road cop. Like, that's insane.
What year is this roughly? Just so I'm
2018.
Okay.
It was hard to find a job. It was so hard. As a cop, I have so many friends that never ever put a badge on. And like, it was, now my husband will tell you, he's like, do you have a pulse? Do you want a job? Nobody wants to be a cop.
Well,
nobody. It's a different world.
I can see that for a lot of reasons, but we won't get into that.
No, we won't get into it. But like, it's a different world. Like when I got out of school for it, there were like six of you out of a class of 70 is going to have a job. And they weren't kidding. It was insane. So you took any part-time job you could get, any experience. And actually, Wapaka County Reserve Unit, when I started, they really upped their game. We got squad cars. We wrote tickets. Fleece's campground was insane. Like, I had more altercations, hands-on. I have a scar on my wrist from fighting with some like guy that had PTSD. Like, it was nuts. And because like, just think, people are drinking all day going down the river in the sun, dehydrated, booze. Like, it was insane. So like,
about that trip, that trip.
When I started at the reserves, I was like, I feel like such a loser. Because I remember being like, rent a cop, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? But they really upped their game. I don't know if they even have a unit anymore, which is sad because that was super helpful, I think. But anyways, I worked for Waiwega. I was with my sergeant. And there was a car going the wrong way. I was in training. A car going the wrong way on Highway 10, which happens a lot over by the Waiwega exit in Fremont.
I know where it is. There was a
all
tragic accident there a couple years ago.
Yeah. And, that bad one.
Yeah.
It was a party bus. Okay. So my sergeant's like, first OWI. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh, and there's so many things, like so many things that go into for OWI for testing. And like, you have to make sure everything is accurate because they get thrown out pretty easy. Not saying go drink and drive, but it's hard. So I was shaking and he's behind me and I'm like, okay, excuse me, sir. I'm like, the reason for the stop, you're on the wrong side of the road, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, I'm really sorry. I'm like, I'm gonna have you step out of the vehicle. So he opens up the van door. It was like a party van. I don't know. I think there was people in there yet. He was dropping off, but he was driving them around all night for something was going on in Fremont, some big like shindig in Fremont. And as he opens the door, he comes down in his chair electronic goes, slowly comes down, and I'm looking at my sergeant, and he's like lost his shit. He's like at the end of the van just laughing. And then he has like little arm braces, and I'm like, oh my God, what do I do with this? Like, not like he said this, but like, what do I do with this situation?
It was a midget.
And we took him back. I don't remember. Like, my sergeant's like, we're not gonna do any testing out here. Like, he's got so many disabilities. He's like, he was he was a little person. What do we call him? Little people?
Little person.
Small people?
Small people. Yeah.
Little man, but like the happiest little man you would ever meet. Like, jolly, whatever you need me to do. I'm drunk. Take me. Like, I will go and you can get a blood draw. I'm like, okay. So luckily
he's offering all that.
Yeah, he was great. So we get to the hospital, and where the bed was, like where he would sit up. So he had handcuffs on, but I think I had him in the front because, I mean, he has disabilities, right? And I think I had them off. Okay. I'm not sure where they were. What's that?
You trusted him.
Yeah, I mean,
you didn't cuff him. You didn't feel like
I could take him.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what it really boils down to.
Right. And like he was not like, and my sergeant was in the hallway, and I was
take him.
I was doing paperwork. So I had his ID, and I'm like reading his ID, and I'm like writing down all the information, all the paperwork. And I could see in my peripheral, like him trying to like scoot up on this bed. And then I have his ID, and I'm like 125. I can lift him. So I like went over and I picked him up and set him on the bed, like helped him get up on the bed. He's like, oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And then just his little legs are dangling. But I did have court for that. And he was so happy. He was like still the happiest sober guy. Like, she was so nice to me. She helped me get up on the bed or whatever. Yeah. So that was my first OWI. It was not your typical one.
You said that was what year?
2018.
Right before COVID?
Oh, I'm lying.
You're saying 2018?
I'm lying. 2008.
Yes. You said 2018.
Thank you for correcting that.
And I'm like, they're paying $11 in 2018?
No, you're right. 2008, I was in Waiwiga.
Okay.
2018, no.
Yes, that's a big difference.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
That was that long ago. Wow, that's a long time ago.
Yeah. There's something else I was going to ask you about. You've been posting about this dog rescue situation, and I've seen it on a couple different platforms. Can you explain what happened? And that was right in Bond, or where was that again? Can you explain that?
That's over. Ridgeland Farms is over by Madison, Wisconsin. And do you want to go and break in?
I want to know more about this. Is the beagle thing?
Yep. Okay. So I'll tell you.
All beagles. Just go. You got to tell people what this is about.
I'm kind of joking, but like not like it would take just like one person to be like, let's go. But like, so I knew about this, I would say probably for a year. I had a lady come in, and she had 2 beagles at the mill, the coffee shop.
Okay. And you allow dogs. It's dog friendly.
We do, but like off the record, because the state already yelled at us.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, hey,
serving,
thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. Your service dog is great. But so the dog came in, the 2 dogs came in, I was like down petting them. And then I saw like a tattoo in its ear. I'm like, what is this? She's like, oh, they're from, maybe Alabama, some other state. They had kind of what's going on right now in over by Madison. They rescued all these dogs, and they were like never touched grass. So if anybody knows anything about like a controlled experiment, right? So people are like, well, maybe they're not torturing them every day. Maybe they're just like testing dog food. Okay. And that was one of the defenses I heard from somebody. I'm like, time out. What quality of life is that? They don't even get to touch grass. You can't let them walk on grass, because if they eat a bug, your test subject is, you know what I mean? It's ruined. Like, you have to control their diet, what they're drinking, how much, everything has to be watched. So they're in these tiny cages all day, every day of their whole life.
I did see that.
They have 2,000 of them.
And they're trying to get out. Like, they are not happy there. Like, it's like, they're not content. They were the farthest thing from content. What I saw, they were wanting to get out and run and bark.
It's heartbreaking. And to know that Wisconsin has the biggest testing and breeding facility in the country is like, you're like, how is this possible?
And they would sell dogs for science.
Yep.
It's always for science.
It's always for science and for makeup. So I went through some of my makeup, and I did this before, like after the lady told me, she's like, get that bunny app. And I was looking at how much stuff, a lot of my stuff is cleaner, but I did find a couple products, and I'm like, son of a bitch. Like, I really liked this.
People know. What do you mean your makeup? I don't know what you're talking about.
So like, if you scan, you can get like the Bunny app, cruelty-free app, and then in your shampoo barcode, scan it, and it'll say if it tests on animals.
Okay, I gotcha.
I don't know what one I posted about, some different app too, but it will say this is tested. Because then you have like okay, so maybe let's say Dawn dish soap does test on animals, but let's say Dawn claims they don't. Well, Procter and Gamble does, right?
That's
so their name, it's greenwashed. Shit's greenwashed. And I'm not this
greenwashed.
What's that?
What do you mean it's greenwashed?
So like me saying my product is clean, it's organic, it's whatever, it's because my brand can hide behind it, but it's really Procter and Gamble doing it. So I can say Dawn dish soap this isn't what Dawn's saying. Dawn doesn't test any on animals, but we're owned by Procter and Gamble, so they do.
Yeah,
right.
I get it. It's like, I understand. They're making you're cleaning. What's what you're saying? You're cleaning your name basically because Procter and Gamble is doing it. You're not lying by saying that.
Example, my sister who lives out in California, very liberal, and I'm not saying good or bad or different, but she's very liberal, and she was saying how they use like how they're like clean energy and stuff, right? Like all this stuff about their clean energy. One of our really good friends owns massive farms all over Wisconsin, Nebraska. Like they're the huge, huge farms. And he was over with his wife and my sister was home visiting. And he goes, can I tell you something? He's like, and this is the honest to God truth. We have businesses in California that buy our manure, but they say don't ship it. They just want the receipt saying they bought it for renewable energy. Never ever
I'm
ship
I'm aware of some of that.
That's insane. So that's greenwashing. And she's like, no way. He goes, I will. He's like, they do it all the time.
Oh, but there are certain people, and I'm not saying liberal or anything. It seems like a lot of them are, but that's just fine. Okay, so on that note, I just have to share. We had a situation at one of our businesses where I'm all for recycling because I don't know where the hell we're going to put all this plastic.
Right.
Okay.
Same.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm just being honest. I care about the environment.
I do too.
Apparently more than most
I'm a
people.
hippie. Right.
But we, she wanted it amped up. One of the employees wanted that recycling inside the business more amped up at everywhere. And then she was pushing to get all these machines, blah, 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 blah. But it turns out watching her, so she would take, we'd have everyone recycle in different bins inside the business, the brick and mortar business. And then she was taking them out, okay, to the back and throwing them all in the garbage dumpster. So in her mind, she thought she was doing good and doing her part and she was better than other people. Do you know what I mean? Like,
right.
That's almost sick.
It is.
You know what I mean? Like, don't you really? So you really don't want to recycle? You just want to lie to yourself and lie to everyone else around you?
In a lot of cases, and I don't have proof, and someone might come at me for this, but I hear it all goes to one place anyways. Right? We have outside of the mill, we have a big recycling bin. We have a huge garbage bin. And from my understanding, sometimes it all goes at the same place. Like you feel happy by law, you have to recycle or whatever it may be. But whoever the guy is handling it, whatever.
I wouldn't think so because where are they getting there's a lot of materials or a lot of products made of recycled plastic and rubber. So
I hope
where
so.
do they get that? But it's the same thing with the Priuses. I had a lady, I had a conversation with some lady on a Prius. I knew because I was in the car business then that everything that it took to create a Prius, including the battery, which was made of nickel, completely ruins the environment. Okay. Yep. But that's that thing again. That's that greenwashing. Like you said, I've never heard of that before. So I'm glad you educated me on that. But the final product was clean. But what it took to make that product was shit. Okay. Right. And it was actually worse when you put dollars and cents to it and environmental hazards. It's worse than a Hummer. Right. When they were making Hummers, people like, a lot of these Prius drivers are looking at big trucks and shaking their head and they're just driving this little Prius. And
I hate Priuses. I'm so happy you're saying that.
False security or it's a false narrative. And the truth is, and they don't want to know though. They don't want to know. And I educated her with printouts and she didn't want to know. She wasn't interested in reading it.
Mm-hmm.
She just wanted to go about her day thinking and believing that she was better than other people and doing better for the environment. But if you really were, and I told you or you found out that you were doing worse, wouldn't you want to get out of that car and sell it? But they don't.
Right.
Anyways.
we had to get a new vehicle. You might need to edit this out. But I wanted to get a Subaru in the worst way, but I wanted to put on the back, I'm not a lesbian and I'm a Republican. Just because I didn't want anyone to think anything else. Not saying it's a bad thing, but it's a stereotype. The
stereotype to me is they drive in the left lane going 65. And that's a problem.
I know my husband's like, you're not getting a Subaru. He's like, you're not. I'm like, I really kind of like them because I have a little granola side to me. I do care about the environment. I do like hiking. Right.
You don't have to. Everybody falls in a bucket these days. I'm not in a bucket.
I know.
Okay. I care about animals. I care about the environment. And I think a lot of the other stuff on the left is a bunch of bullshit.
Right. I agree. I agree with stuff. I vote middle a lot. I have, I would say identify more right lately, but without getting into, too much of that area. But you're right. Not everything's in a bucket. It's not all or nothing. It's not all
categories, labels,
right?
Labels.
Don't
and that's
assume I don't care
another
about
thing
people.
is there's a lot of labeling going on. You said this, that means you're labeled with this.
Yep. Right. But back to the Beagles. Yeah. You might have your work cut out for you editing. I
don't edit.
Okay.
I can, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
Maybe
I don't care. So yeah, the whole Beagle thing, I was aware of. The lady that came into the mail, she was informed me on all of it. And she's like, this is going on right in Wisconsin. And I was blown out of the water. I could not believe it. And they actually have to shut down by July 1st. But the question is, where do all those dogs go? Where are all those dogs going to go to different testing facilities?
How many do they have?
2,000.
What?
2,000. Yep.
There's 2,000 beagles in that facility by Madison.
Yep.
I can't even imagine that. I thought 200. 2,000.
Nope. They stole 23 of them. Totally illegal. You know what I mean? I can't say anything they did was legal, right? Looking at that, the cop in me is like, yep, breaking it. You can, but there is also, you know what I mean? There's consequences for stuff like that. But could I do something like that? Oh, hell yeah. I know I could see myself being a part of it. Am I going to break in? Probably not. But I definitely want to see something change with it.
Well, wouldn't you want to go to legislature and really just start? I feel like you have a lot of bigger things you're going to be doing in your life, like legislative type of stuff and being a spokesperson for things. I really want to. I'm an advocate for pig breeding. I know it's going to be funny. Nobody cares about
what
pig.
Is it?
Well, anti-pig breeding.
Tell me about it.
For pets. Pigs have no business being pets. I had one for 3.5 years. I tucked him in. He weighed 200 pounds. He was sold to me as a mini pig. He still has his own Instagram, Turbo the Piggy.
Really?
Yeah, I still have videos with him on my Instagram and all this stuff. If you ever got really bored, which you're not going to be. But
he was
a great pig. But they are not pets. They're outstandingly intelligent, and they're scared. But they are pigs, and they don't give any love, and they don't really look at you in the eyes like a dog. They don't want to do good for you. They don't care about any of that. They just want to eat. Okay. And I tucked him in every single night, and then he got violent with my daughter. He bit her. And he got really big, and he had these cutters coming out the sides. We took care of him. We couldn't take him to the vet even. He was too big. And a pig squeals so loud, it'll damage your ears. You can't take him. He was stuck. I had to have a farm vet come to the house. But they're dropping these pigs off on the side of the road.
Who is?
They're people that have pigs, people that get sold mini pigs
on
the internet. Oh my God, they're so cute, honey. Let's get a pig. They're hypoallergenic, right? They don't shed. There's zero allergies. And people are buying pigs throughout the United States. And they're getting them, and they're like, fuck this. Drop them off on the side of the road. And we sponsor this organization out of Tucson, Arizona,
You do?
Ironwood Pink Sanctuary, and she has thousands of pigs that they found a brother and a sister in an enclosed trailer. The neighbors in Arizona heard these pigs screaming, and they sent the police there, and they found these pigs in an enclosed trailer, 100 and something degrees, no water, no food. That's where they were going to die. So that's what people do with pigs. Okay, not farm pigs.
Yeah. What did you do with your pig?
We had to put him down because he was dangerous. Nobody would come over. Like if people came over, we were nervous. I mean, if he's attacking my daughter that way, he charged a few people, and the farm vet said it's never going to get better. It only gets worse once they start this. I mean, and he looked like demonic in his eyes. Like when he charged her that last time and took 2 swipes and he bit her and she's crying. This is my daughter. She grew up with him.
God, that's so sad.
Oh yeah. He was going to do some damage to somebody. And then that's a liability obviously.
I didn't know that.
It was hard. Of course. And he wouldn't die. It was freezing cold. It was during COVID, and the 2 farm techs came out and they gave him the strongest stuff, and he was eating, he ate seed. He loved bird seed. Like and of course he wouldn't die. He wouldn't go down. I knew he wouldn't. They said, "Oh, this will work." It didn't. So it was kind of traumatic. And then they just leave him. We got to carry him to the I was going to say the nursing home, the funeral home. We had to take him to Wisconsin Rapids Funeral Home and have him cremated. And the guy's making jokes about cremating a pig. And it was just, they shouldn't be sad. That should be outlawed because it's for no good reason. There, now you know.
No, I will be an advocate for that as well.
Well, you start with the beagles. I'll take the pigs.
Okay. I feel like the beagles are taken care of though. That guy that is like running it he got them to have to shut down by July 1st. But I talked to Elijah Banky. He's like our
Banky
government
Manawa.
It sounds like he's not from Manawa though. You're thinking of the Banky. Yep, you're thinking of the Banky brothers, farm boys.
Yep. Great dudes.
Yeah, they're good guys. But he said he actually came and talked to me about it. But like I think it's already moving. But I just can't believe it. I'm a huge animal lover. I'm very there's a huge hippie side of me, which I mean,
yeah,
sometimes
it's not just dogs, it's animals, period. Like for me,
yes.
I mean, people always say, "Oh, I like dogs," but you don't care about anything else. That's sort of weird too.
Right.
Anything, any animal.
Animals.
Yeah.
That don't get a voice.
They don't get a chance. They don't get a voice. I was going to say the same thing.
Sad. And then like the whole reasoning behind a beagle is they're the most docile, forgiving. They say you can poke and prod them, cut their ear off, and they will still come to you.
Oh my God.
It's heartbreaking.
That's why I didn't know. I'm glad you said that. I didn't know why.
Now I know not to get a pet pig. My sister always wanted a pet pig.
No.
She's like, oh, they're like dogs. They're like.
No, well, they're super, like Turbo. I got videos. I mean, he sits for a treat, ring around, do that, lay down. I had a whole bunch of stuffed animals, and we had one shark. I taught him which one was the shark, and I'd throw it, and he had to go get the shark. Then he'd get a treat. They will do literally anything for a treat.
Wow, I didn't know they were that smart.
Give kisses. Oh yeah. Well, he had a space heater. They love heat. So when they go in mud, people they love shit. Like that's all they have. That's their sunscreen. They roll in mud or roll in something because that they have no fur. It's just hair. They'll get sunburned.
Isn't there a huge pig farm outside of Iola?
I don't know.
Heading to Sunset Lake. I don't know why I know. Okay. Like I can't think of that road.
Okay. I don't know. And what do they? Okay. And
I don't know. Someone always said if you need to get rid of a body, drop it off at a pig farm. They'll eat it bone and all.
Yeah. And that's the dangerous thing when you start giving a pig. They eat anything. They love watermelon. Like he would take the watermelon and run, so nobody could get it from him. Like certain foods are like gold. Like he knew once that hit his lips, out. But they will eat anything. And if you start giving a pig meat, is when they really get mean. And that's when the pig farms and stuff, they will eat everything. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I didn't know that about pigs. Thanks for letting me know.
You're welcome.
The beagles, though, yeah, that's sad.
No,
What else did we talk about? We talked about Priuses, which is ironic because anybody that knows me knows I hate Priuses. I had this one Prius would cut me off every day, like, and then drive slow, like below
They're
the
mean
speed.
people. They're not kind. If you have a bumper sticker that says "Be kind," I guarantee that's a psychological faux pas. I mean, that is, you know what I mean, though.
I agree.
They are the meanest. And I'm trying to tell my mom that I bought my mom a new Subaru. That was her dream car.
It's
Subaru
my dream
Forester.
car. Yes.
But the people with the bumper stickers that say "Be kind" are always in the left lane, becoming a hazard. That is that's negligent.
It really is. Or get over. Like, if you're in the left lane, get over. You see a car coming, get over.
And stay over. You don't have to bounce back in the left lane because I'm on your ass. Stay there.
Right, I agree. Priuses are the most reckless drivers.
They don't have that many on the road anymore, though.
They don't.
The Prius people went to Subarus.
Yeah, but Subaru, and you were a car guy. Subarus are a good car, aren't they?
Yeah,
you can't find them.
They're really overpriced at this point. Like, because we bought one for her, the price was ridiculous, and it didn't have hardly any options. I mean, they run good, but whatever. Everything runs good these days.
You're right.
Everything runs great. There's no problems. I mean, it got some recalls and stuff on things, but
that's what the guy said when we got our new car. I'm like, I was looking at Toyota. He's like, they're overpriced. Are you going to keep that car for 30 years? Everyone talks about it's going to last you your whole life. He goes, You're not going to keep it your whole life. I'm like, you're right. He was, so why are you paying that much for a car you're not going to keep your whole life? Like, I'm like, good point.
Yeah.
It's a good pitch though. But I was looking at like Toyota brand new. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Well, safety ratings are important too. I know they're a safe car. Honda's a safe car. Subaru, I'm sure is. But everything has good safety ratings now, except for Jeep Wranglers. I think they're still crap, but people don't care.
Jeeps are crap. We have a lot of Jeeps, not new ones, but they're easy to fix. The old ones are when it's not electronic. That's why my husband loves them, because they're just
Oh, he's
simple.
a Jeep guy?
We have all old Jeeps.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah. That's the best.
Yep.
The best. Yeah.
Yep. Because they're easy. He's like, as soon as you get like the electronic stuff, I had a couple Jeeps, like a newer Jeep. I had a Commander for a while. That was shit. Absolute shit.
Okay.
The wiring in the door broke. Like, and the guy said, because the wiring is so cheap.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, jumping back, I just wanted to follow up. The last thing is, what is in your future? What do you see in your future for you personally, the business? You have all these kids growing up and she does have just amazing kids. And guys, if you'll follow the social media, you'll see they're involved, and there's something special about all of them. They are really talented. They're talented people.
Thank you.
What does the future hold for Nicole Fisher?
It's a loaded question.
No.
I think what it holds is we'll see where the podcast goes. We have the podcast that you talked about. Our goal with that is to get more people on and get the good out there. I'm working on a book. I'd like to publish some books that I've been working on. And I'd like, kind of like what I said, like, I don't need more right now of anything big, but like just getting better at what we're doing. Maybe Airbnbs, like down the road, real estate. But like, as far as an operating business, like another coffee shop, it's really hard to get really good at that. Right. And find really good staff. We have a really good staff. I'm like, how am I going to find?
Well, and I have to give credit. Let's give credit. Do you ever have people asking you, oh, you're lucky you have these people, or where did you find these people?
All the time.
And that is, I get a little cranky at stuff like that because they don't realize that it does come from the top.
You have to invest in them.
You have to earn those people.
You do.
And every day you have to earn those employees and keep them happy and keep putting opportunity in front of them.
Yep. And it's not easy. Like, our employees aren't always happy with us. You know what I mean? Just the other week, they're like, hey, we need to sit down and talk about some things. And it's like, managing people is the hardest part of a business, as you know.
By far.
The people. And it's staff, because you probably can agree with this. We care so much about our staff. So when they're unhappy, And if it's about another staff, like we're just trying to like manage all the personalities and like what exactly your job is, and you don't want to disappoint anybody, right?
Because you don't have a mom and pop. You have a business, Nicole. It's not a mom and pop shop.
It's not.
It's not you and Keith pouring coffee all day, and then when you go on vacation, you close. You have a full staff.
We do.
That is on board to your vision, and you can see that. That is the most impressive thing, I think. Is go ahead and try it, people. Like that's why you see so many mom and pop shops. Period. Whether it's fitness, coffee, whatever it is.
It's hard.
Building the team is the challenge.
It really is, and I feel like a lot of the problem is if Keith and I were doing it all on our own, like it would be so hard. It would be so hard, and I don't know if we'd be as good at it. I don't know if we would build a market or but so like one of our best baristas, she was a bartender, and when we hired her, we didn't ask the bar, but they were like, "Oh, good luck. She didn't do well with us." And I was like, okay. But what I did know about her is she hates alcohol. She doesn't like dealing with drunk people. She doesn't even like making our bourbon lattes.
There you go.
She gets annoyed. Like she doesn't like alcohol. So like no, and she's one of our best. She's our Monday through Friday. Kayla, like people love her. So like if we would have listened to what people were saying, I'm like,
you don't ask for a lot of, you don't, resumes and getting references. Their references are kind of, that's a touchy, that.
Yeah, like how were you to her?
They're not gonna tell you great things about this person if they're losing them.
Right. And she was already gone from that place, and we get along with that bar. We get along but I know what it's like. Like I bartended. It's a completely different clientele than coffee people.
Good point.
And but yeah, we have
people chances. I see you giving people chances too, in general in life.
How many gyms do you run?
We covered that actually in depth, and we're good. We're good on the gyms.
You're such an asshole.
Today, we're gonna learn about Nicole Fisher.
Like, I had to speak to a women's group, and I said I spoke about you. I did. I talked about your vision, and my son, our oldest Sawyer, was on his way back to Eau Claire to college, and I sent you the screenshot of what he said. And my sister was laughing so hard at yours. She owns a hair salon in King by Wapaka. Those that don't know that, by the Veterans Home. And she's been a business owner for years. She's my oldest sister. And she's like, oh my God, I took so much away from what you were talking about. Because I said, as soon as you start shying away from your own vision is when you, that was my biggest takeaway from what you said. When you shy away from what you want.
If I want, that will help people if they could figure that out. And
yes.
I hate to see people fail. I hate to see other businesses go out, even if they're competitors. It's just sad because I know it's a sad deal, So, well, that is just fantastic.
Yeah, I'm
just so glad you're such a busy person. I'm glad you took, it's over an hour. We got an hour and 20 minutes in.
Yeah, that's a long time
out of your busy schedule. That really means a lot. And follow.
Thanks for having me.
No, this is I can see doing this again. This is a fun thing.
Fun, for sure. We got a lot covered.
I think so. I'm sure I always miss stuff though. And I'm like, oh, I wanted
to
ask.
It's okay.
I have my notes.
Yeah, we can always follow up.
Yeah, we'll follow up. We'll get you on again if you don't mind. And go see Nicole and Keith at the Mill in Bondwell.
Well, thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it. Can't wait for this to air.
All right. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much.
All right. See ya.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. I don't know how to leave. I'll leave.